I was born March 24th, 1955. I used to box growing up. I won the Golden Gloves twice up in New York. I boxed people like Howard Davis, I done boxed. I done sparred with Sugar Ray Leonard, his brother Roger Leonard, a guy named Johnny Bunch. So what did I feel when I was boxing? I felt a great euphoria because I was real good at it. I started getting in trouble when I was 10 years old, stealing cars. And then by the time I was 12, I had graduated to the big sport, armed robbery. Because by then I was using drugs. Heroin was my drug of choice. By the time I was 18, I was in federal prison. And then by the time I was 23, I was back in prison for bank robberies, a couple of other crimes that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to remember the past that much. I ended up doing 37 years of my life in the prison system. When I was locked up, I used to envision every move I was gonna make if I ever regained my freedom. I used to sit in my cell and write plans, like a diary. When I get out, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna survive when all I know is the life of crime? 2016, I moved into this place. And I've been living here ever since. It's small, but it's bigger than a prison cell. When you're used to being alone, man, it's not hard. And I find it a beautiful thing to be able to live by myself. Like I said, I'm a realist. I never once ever thought that I would come home and make a difference. Now I'm doing voter registration, taking people to the polls to vote. Something I never ever thought I'd be doing. Can you imagine a man that's been in prison 37 years for being very destructive, and then one day you find yourself free and you get the opportunity without being prejudiced to turn things around and to make yourself worthwhile? I never thought about this, but freedom has a price tag on it.
The law says that if you have a felony, even if you are on probation and parole, you have the right to vote.
You know, when you get your right to vote back, it's just like getting back something that always belonged to you.
Everything that impacts your daily life, my daily life, starts at the polls.
Our vote is our voice. And when you don't vote, you silence yourself.
Wherever you are in this state of Maryland, if you have a felony, you can vote. And don't let anybody, I mean anybody, tell you otherwise.
In Maryland, individuals who are formerly incarcerated have been eligible to vote for several years. The challenge is that many individuals and their families and communities don't know that they are allowed to vote. And so organizations like Life After Release, Maryland Justice Project, and Out for Justice have led the effort by going door to door to make sure that everyone is able to take advantage of this very, very important way to participate in democracy.
Won't you come into my office and we can sit down and share ideas?
Not a problem.
We can partner up.
That's what I was. Would you want me to pack up right now?
Nah.
You give me a time and a day.
Okay, I'm there Monday through Friday.
Yes, sir.
From 10 o'clock in the morning
Yes, sir.
to sometimes 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening.
Really?
My name is Bobby Perkins. I'm the outreach coordinator. Everybody hates the way the government is run. But you know how hard it is to get people to go over and vote, man, to change this shit? Our vote is our voice. And when you don't vote, you silence yourself. It takes organizations like these to get out in the streets, pound the pavement, and put people on point, man. Hey, how you be?
What's going on, Bob?
I'm good, man.
What's your name?
Bobby.
I know you, man.
We probably was locked up together
I know
somewhere.
you.
Yeah. Now, what it is, we coming out here trying to find people that's voting that need a ride to get to the polls, you know? Cause we're gonna provide it, you know? We're gonna make sure you get there and back, and plus have a good lunch.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all voting? Y'all voting? Did you see the debate last night? Cause we giving rides to those who need it.
Right on, man. That's
To
good.
get to the polls. You know anybody need a ride to the poll to vote? You know,
Y'all right over here, right?
right over there.
Okay. Yeah, I can walk over there.
Yes, sir. This is a typical day in the hood. You think it's important to vote this year?
You asked me a dumb question like that.
Hey, JoJo.
What's up, Bob?
Just come to check on you, man. I ain't seen you.
I'm voting for the first time in my life.
Ah, that's a beautiful thing.
Thanks to Bob for helping hook me.
That's right.
You will be seeing me.
My man.
Good.
My man. Okay, my man. I sit back and think about the many people that done died to give us this right to vote. I feel that it's mandatory that I do everything I can possibly do to aid and assist to make a difference.
We need to be focusing on the budget. They love that we have not made a concerted effort to target the money.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. I'm telling you, that's the big thing right there.
And if the issues that you want the most, you can't find them nowhere in the state's budget, or the state is only allocating $300K to that issue that you know will impact your whole damn family, there lies the problem. There is where our advocacy needs to go.
So my name is Nicole Hanson-Mundell. I am the executive director of Out for Justice. Our goal is to serve formerly and currently incarcerated people in the ways that we know we want to be served.
We probably can help them in a lot of them areas.
Whether it's paying their bail or getting them connected to employment, or getting them connected to the ability to become their own entrepreneur.
That's just like with you. They was trying to offer you one thing, but you got another thing.
Out for Justice helped me. They advocated for me while I was incarcerated, spoke with lawyers and state's attorneys on my behalf, and assisted with my release. Since I've been released, I've been coming here and I've become a member of Out for Justice.
Nicole, she's a very unique woman and very educated with the legislative process, but she groomed me, so to speak, to be an outreach coordinator.
There was this turning point in my life where I went down the wrong path, and I made some decisions that landed me behind the walls. And it was there that I saw women who were losing their lives behind very unjust policies, losing their lives due to the criminalization of poverty. And for those reasons, I committed myself that I would get back involved.
According to supporters, the bill impacts 40,000 felons. The highest concentration is in Baltimore City. Perry Hopkins is one of them.
What does it mean to me? It means that I fully have the respect that I deserve as a citizen.
When you think about your right to vote, you think about all the folks who suffered. Think about something that you know belongs to you, your hair, right? Like, you know, when you get your right to vote back, it's just like getting back something that always belonged to you, you know?
I am rounding up as many people as I can think of, family members, friends, formerly incarcerated, whomever, and try to get folks to come out and vote.
When I vote for all of the women who I left inside. My cell buddy, the lady that I used to go to chow with. When I vote for them. To when we return home, will we be able to have jobs? When we return home, will we be discriminated against when we try to find housing?
So the lines are very long inside.
No, I don't know. I think we're doing pretty good.
Being an African American woman, the effort to keep us away from the polls and to keep us from voting has been going on for over 400 years.
Okay.
This is Shantae's first time voting.
Yes. Rock for my vote. I want to make a difference if I can, however.
That young lady, she's been away since she was 15 years old, incarcerated since she was 15, and today she's 40. And today was her first time voting. She's only been home for 7 days. You would think after being away so long, the last thing that somebody would be thinking about is voting. But in fact, that's what's on everybody's mind, especially when you return into the community. Because it's a lot of us that do want to vote and do want to participate in this system. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to get some people in this damn van so they can go vote. But the thing is that the people who we are encountering right now in the community that's out here on the corners, they are the ones who are not voting. And they have been convinced that their vote does not matter. But you got to find out, how do you reach them? How do you reach them? And if that means go pick them up and take them to the polls, then that's what I will do. Hey guys, y'all voted already? Anybody need a ride to the polls? We just picking up random people trying to take them to go vote.
So when you teach people and allow them to be a part of the process so they'll understand that this is why we pick up the piece of paper. You bring them into the process.
You know, first time in my life I ever voted was 2016. Yeah. feel strange, man, because I never thought I would ever vote. Never thought I would ever vote, man. I feel strange. I went inside all these people. I ain't never been nowhere like that in my life. I went to the booth to make my selections. After I voted, I was high, man. I felt high as shit. But that's the first time I ever did that. First time. I felt like, man, you know, when I voted and I made my choice, I felt like I made a difference. Even though my selection didn't win, I feel like I made a difference. That's why I go out here and pound these sidewalks to register people, because I believe in it. I believe in the democracy. You know, when I was locked up, when I first went to prison, I was real angry. Angry at the guy that told on me. Angry about, you know, getting locked up for the bank robberies. I was angry with the world. But then as time went on, I started realizing that when you got your mind focused on something positive, can't nothing deter you from that if you sincere.
Always be safe out there. God bless y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming out to this early vote, making everybody proud of the decision you make, because your voice must be heard. Rock the vote, rock the vote. Don't rock this vote, baby. Don't rock that vote, baby. Don't rock that vote, baby. Rock the vote, rock the vote. First time vote, hey, your vote counts the most.
People know it's important to vote. But systems and processes have been designed to keep people from voting. The message that society sends when they say you should not participate in democracy as a whole, it doesn't matter if you vote, what they're saying to those individuals is you don't matter, your life doesn't matter. And those leaders are not saying what they should say. Black lives matter.
The letter states, this office received notice from the Maryland court system that you have been convicted of a crime that requires cancellation of your voter registration. You are temporarily ineligible to register and vote if you have been convicted of a felony and have not completed the court-ordered sentence of imprisonment.
Let me just be real clear about how voter suppression works, right? Over 100 letters like this has gone out. 100 or more people have been told that they don't have the right to vote, even though we know that that is not the truth. That is voter suppression.
Okay? All right, we good?
I guess so.
All right, let's roll. You feel nervous?
I do.
Okay. I'm gonna be standing right beside you. Because they're gonna ask you, well, what was your offense? And if you're gonna say, it does not matter what my offense is. What matters is that I am an eligible voter and I should not have received that letter. We are a very unique group of people that operate in this nonprofit industrial complex. We're not expected to know the law. We're not expected to be lobbyists. We're not expected to be college graduates, right? We must be ignorant, right? But the idea is that we are you and you are us. 1 in 3 of every freaking American in this country has engaged with the criminal system. It's a fucked up system. Unlike any other place in the world, FaceTime. Today, we stand here because one of our members received a letter from this office, the Board of Elections, that said her voter registration form is invalid.
To have my vote torn away from me is like having my larynx crushed.
This is a person who wants to participate in this democracy. You cannot have a democracy when you have millions and millions of people who are kept from the ballot. That's not democracy.
And people are to the point to where they don't trust the Board of Elections to give them a fair shake on this election?
Our demand is simple. Just do your job.
We are here to tell all formerly incarcerated people across the state of Maryland, don't let anybody tell you that you cannot vote.
There's talk about how black women continue to bear the brunt of these elections, because when people look at the numbers, it is black women who turn out. At this point of the black woman's sojourn in this country, she could very well say, F all of you guys. I need to concentrate on me, my family, and my existence. But the black woman continues to stand up and beg the people in this country to be moral, to say to America, we can do better, we can be better.
You so God. Alright, let's shoot back up there real quick. Get you in the line. Yep. And as long as you're in the line by 8 o'clock, you get to vote. What they gonna vote today?
It's sad to say it, man. There's a lot of people I know I've had going blind ears and say, man, I ain't doing no dang voting. I ain't doing that. To hell with both people. And both of them no good for this, that, and the third. But at the same time, you got to make a choice. A choice has to be made. So my decision is to go out here and vote. I feel like it's just the only thing to do right now is to make sure that your voice is heard. Make sure that you leave an impact wherever you stand or wherever you speak at.
That's freedom. You know, this is the most freest act that I can participate in, is voting. In a country that's always tried to suppress and oppress black people. It feels like freedom.
I voted! 37 years on this earth, man. I never voted a day in my life, and I finally did it.
Wow,
It's a
first
blessing.
time voter here. How you
First-time
feel,
voter.
man?
I feel great, wonderful, man.
That's fantastic.
You know, I come to make it here and be able to do this, to vote. Man, I remember them days when I was told I wouldn't even make it. But I'm here to vote. Life can change, man. It's a changing event, man. Why not? I feel good.
Oh man, I'm so happy
I got a
for you.
sticker.
You got a sticker. Let me see
My
your
first
sticker.
time sticker.
Oh my goodness, I voted.
I voted.
That's fantastic.
Joshua Morris. Vote. I feel good, man.
That's awesome. Man.
I ain't gonna lie, like, I never had one of these, and this is an accomplishment for me, man. I suggest y'all go out here and vote for the first time. You never voted before, no excuses, man. You come out here, take a seat at the table, less than 5 minutes, man, to get you registered, take your ID, get you on there to a ballot. Cast your vote, it matters, man. No matter if your ID, no problem, come show up. If you have a question, show up, ask the question. Best thing you can do is show up.
First time voter.
First time voter, man. I feel so great. At the beginning to a lot more days. I'm coming for y'all. I want to vote. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be voting for me. You never know.
What's up, bro?
What's the matter?
I just gotta leave the office to go find one of my members.
Why?
Cause I'm hearing that they are, I think they relapse. No, I gotta get them off the street.
When people come home, it has to be a recovery period. It's almost like when a person comes out of surgery, they have to be in a recovery period. You can't just operate on somebody. Their body go through all of these things. Then you say, okay, see you later.
Hello.
How
Have you
doing?
seen Bobby?
Nah, my brother called me this morning. He said he had talked to
We
you
haven't
earlier.
seen him all day. I just pulled up probably like an hour ago to his house. His car's not here. The neighbors said they haven't seen him all day. Today is election day, one of the most important days in the organization. Bobby's been doing get out the vote work all week. So he knows that there's an expectation for him to be available today. And if he wasn't going to be available, he would have called.
You all know the stakes are high. We do too. As you can see, people are still voting in much of the country. The lines have been long all through the day.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to call the hospitals, and I'm going to start calling the jail.
Not knowing the outcome tonight does not mean the process is broken. It does not mean the election is unfair. What's most important is that every citizen who casts a valid vote gets that vote counted, however long it takes. We're committed to being with you every step of the way. We'll tell you what we know, what we don't know. Straightforward.
Come here. Come here. It was a saying that stayed in my mind all the time, and that is, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. Okay, when I leave you here by yourself, don't be crying. Because one day I do want to get out of Baltimore. You know, I got more years behind me than in front of me. I think I'll be off parole shortly. I won't have to answer to anyone or anything. And if I want to relocate to another state, I don't think it'd be a big issue. My thinking has changed drastically, man. My thinking has become the catalyst, making me who I am today.
How do you feel?
Feel good. Feel like I performed my civil duty. They done arrested them during the summer. They done picked this woman up at a pool party. So now she in bikini coming out of jail at 4 in the morning.
If you need housing, if you need food stamps, whatever you may need, just come up to that building.